Kipsters, happy Friday! It's the end of the week, and today we're going to do a super fun activity for reading. Today, you're going to use words from the story to illustrate some details. And remember, earlier in the week, I told you to keep your chart so that you could use it, and we're going to use it today. Don't worry, if you don't have your chart from Tuesday, I'll put the one from the screen back up in just a minute. Today, you're going to use your chart from earlier in the week and you're going to draw all 5 of the buttons that they found on their journey. You can also add the buttons that Toad originally had on his jacket. So we're going to draw all of the buttons that ended up on Toad's jacket because we know that he ended up sewing on all of the buttons that they found. And if you want, you can use labels in your drawing too. So the first thing that you're going to need is a piece of paper and a pencil. If you don't have that, pause this video, go grab those, and then we're going to get started on drawing a jacket because that's where all of the buttons ended up going. So I've got mine started here, and I noticed in the book that Toad's jacket was green, so I did an outline of a green jacket here on my paper. If you want, you can take a few seconds and draw that now. And then we're going to go back so that we can have the chart with all of the details about the buttons up on the screen for us. Okay, Kipsters, now that you have your jacket drawn on your paper, we're going to get started on drawing the buttons. So the first thing that we need to do is read the details about the different buttons. Button number 1, we know that Frog found it, and it was a black button. So I'm going to take out a black crayon and draw a black button. And we don't know how many holes that button has. The only detail that that page gave was that it was black. So you can make your black button look however you want. I drew my black button here, and it has 4 holes in it. And then we're going to take a look at button number 2. This is the button that Sparrow found. What detail did we find about this button? Yeah, this button had 2 holes, and it didn't tell us what color this button was, so you can draw that button whatever color you would like. So now I have my black button and an orange button with just 2 holes. Let's take a look at button number 3. Button number 3 was a button that Frog found, and it says that this button was small. So go ahead and draw a small button on your jacket. For this one, I chose to draw a small blue button because blue is one of my favorite colors. It's one of your favorite colors too? Our next button is button number 4. Who found button number 4? Yeah, Raccoon found it. And what does it say about button number 4? Yeah, this button is square. So you can choose another color or keep using some of the colors that you've already found. And this time it needs to be a square button. This time I drew a red square button, and I chose for it to have 4 holes in it again, because when there are more holes in a button, you can use more thread and make sure that they're going to stay on super well, just like in the story. And then button number 5 was another button that Frog found. And all we know about this button is that it was thin, and that's going to be pretty hard to draw. But you can choose any color you want to draw a thin button. chose green for my thin button. And then the last thing that we know is that there were lots of buttons on there that were white, that had 4 holes. They were all big, round, and thick. Now, Kipsters, if you're using white paper, the best thing that you can do for this is just outline the buttons in black and don't color them in. So I put all of the buttons that he originally had on his jacket in a straight line down the middle, and I made the outsides really thick to try to show that his buttons were thick because we know that was an important detail that we found. I made sure that they were all round, they were all pretty big, and they all had 4 holes, and then I did not color them in because they were white. Kipsters, the last thing that you can do today is draw another jacket in whatever color you like, and then decorate it with all of the buttons that you would like to find and sew on a jacket for yourself. And we'll see you for reading next week.